going to happen, but I don't. Yesterday, at the end of the day, I was talking about the fact that what was very interesting to me is uh, was how tilted cumulative delta was at the end of the day. Um, it was like positive, I think 26,000 contracts. So to see it positive all day and not really get a move up. Continued to try to kind of push down, but we still held that the 3660s. But to finish the day where we did, it's like, okay, something's something's got to give here because they're still buying these things.
Hmm.
So it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I thought yesterday was interesting when you go back and you kind of look at things. It's like the way crypto held up yesterday, the way mega cap held up yesterday. Um, it was almost as if they just had a little bit more house cleaning to do over there on the Dow, and they went ahead and flushed the pipes over there, and they kept everything else fairly stable. Really, really interesting day, and sometimes it becomes more interesting when you go back, when you don't have live rounds being fired and kind of replay the day and walk back through the charts and do the revisionist history, if you will. Um, it's interesting just to see, and then you start kind of putting these things together. It's like, okay, so they held mega cap, um, crypto held. The only thing that really got beat with a stick over and over again were Dow centric stocks.
Yeah.
Just interesting, bizarre. It was as if there was house cleaning left to do, which there may still be house cleaning. Maybe they come back for mega cap today, rip it back down. I don't know. I don't know what to think of this up. I have no idea, considering that I'm still sitting here staring at the dollar and it's looking just so utterly dangerous. It's ridiculous. Um, I'm not sure what to think about it. The fact that the market is holding in through here just a little bit, with the dollar continuing to push higher, I find to be extremely interesting. Dollar was set to give back, but that durable good orders that came out earlier, those are really, really good numbers, relatively speaking. So we have additional data today. We have consumer confidence. We have more Fed speakers. We have more of everything that can push us, one way or the other throughout the day and throughout the week. So, you know, it, I don't know what to think of this up, Bender. I'm grateful. I'm happy. I don't know what to think of it.
Well, why don't you? Excuse me. why don't you?
So,
Why don't you talk about your stuff and then talk about the chart?
all right. Talking about my stuff. I don't know that I have any stuff. It's like Powell gave a speech, not a speech, but he was on a panel this morning regarding crypto. We had a bunch of the central bankers talking about crypto. Um, very dog and pony show, very much so. Hey, the only way to a good world is via the central bank. That was basically the theme. They will protect us. They will make sure everything is good. From them rolling out their own currencies to everything else. That was the big headline of the day. The durable goods order was kind of an afterthought. The only thing that is kind of within some of this, as far as the overall music and the dollar, is the fact that other countries are coming in order to prop up their dollar. They're coming in to do it. Japan's doing it. China is doing it. Um, and then you have this shit show going on in the UK that I don't think anybody knows how that's going to end and what the fallout is going to be there. We really, really don't. So then we have to get back into the charts because the narrative has not changed at all, not even a little bit. So now we have to go into the charts. We can talk about the flow. Flow again, it's like you can sit there and be like, oh wow, they close out a lot of SQQQ. We had some dark pools on the VIX at a high level, and same with UVXY and blah blah blah. And so it's pulled back off of that. You can do that over and over again, but it's like it doesn't change the overall picture to where you have to have your head on a swivel. You have to. Because the only reason why we continue to push down is the messaging via the Fed. The data is not bad. The data has not been bad. So here we are. What you got on them charts, man?
So here we
Because
are.
I don't have shit else. So here we are. There really is nothing else. It's like we have charts. We have levels to pay attention to that will either hold or won't. So what you got, homie?
All right. Well, here's the first chart for you. This is a weekly. And maybe just looking at that weekly and where we're at gives you enough to go, oh yeah, okay, we should bounce here. Like, it makes perfect sense that we would. Now, whether we keep going or not remains to be seen. But, so hell's and this is, something that we've talked about a few times, especially over the last 2 weeks, is that, the narrative is the narrative and macro is macro, but you still have to go back to the charts to find the areas where you would anticipate some sort of reaction, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think, that chart gives multiple reasons, why it makes sense to bounce where we did and why we'd get this move this morning that we got. Here's the daily. So zoomed in just a little bit. So what are we looking at now? We're sitting at 37, 37.13. Get the exact, 37.13 half. And you can see that green trend line just above in that chart, that second chart that I posted. That comes in at 37.31, and yesterday's high was 37.30 half. So that's the level that we gotta watch and see if we clear yesterday's high and get back above that trend line. So that's 37.30, 37.31 right in there. We get above that and we've got 37.53. Make sure that's right. Yeah, 37.53 is the, and I don't know why it's showing 37.92 in that chart, but 37.53 is the 5 MA on the daily. Yeah, 37.53. And then above that, 37.59 is that purple line that we talked about, in detail. That 89 TMA on the weekly. That's 37.59. As far as levels below, obviously 3,700, but 36.
Yeah. And they just say the entire time that you've been speaking, the dollar has just been absolutely fucking vertical all over again. We've been pulling back. Yeah, it's like but that's the environment that we're in. It's like the dollar is going to be. It's like when we have good data tanking the markets, it's just not an environment that even is logical in any capacity. But it's like whatever. It's like the dollar's been taking off no matter what the data point. Even bad data, the dollar takes off to the upside. The dollar just does not. There is no quit. So it is what it is. And honestly, it's like yesterday at the end of the day, I was extremely frustrated. I'm equally as frustrated this morning. Even though I spent a good period of time yesterday just picking up comments here and there that are gonna, they're green, it's okay, but it's like it's not. I don't believe any of this. I don't believe it. I don't believe the dollar, especially with consumer sentiment coming out. What are we going to do? We're going to celebrate the fact that the consumer is, you know, in the trash can and feeling like shit, and then we pop off of that, or they're actually feeling confident in light of what's going on, and we dump it off of that. I can't even begin to understand this. And it's like a move like this off the bottom without any type of a catalyst overnight speaks to there's going to be some type of retracement throughout the day. So, anyways, Stockington, what do you have, man?
Hello. Good morning. Let's see. So yeah, I did the adjustment with the little move up. Nvidia. I'm gonna use if we're gonna go up on Nvidia. There was a dark pull above 125.61. See if we can pop that. If we're gonna go back down, looking at 124.05. Sun just posted his list of all the different dark pulls that we got last night. So. Nvidia, they hit it at 122.28, so that's a couple dollars below at this point, but probably a good one to have on the chart since we moved up off that. So that's what we'll be watching on Nvidia. AMD, they hit it at 66.3 last night. That one's also on Sun's list right there. So there was also one I had at 67 that was coming into play yesterday. So if AMD is going to go up, I'm going to be looking at the break of 67.95. If we're going to go down, I'm looking for the break of 67 even. And then Netflix was on the list because it was a daily inside bar. So I'm going to watch for the reaction to this 226.8 if we're going to move down. And then there was a dark pool above 229.87. So that's what I'll be watching for the list. There was also daily inside bar on the Murder Mouse, as well as some dark pool. Dark pool came in at 98.12. And I have alerts set. So if Disney pops yesterday's high, we should get an alert that pops here in the Roadhouse. That's at 100.65. That's all I got.
So we have Bullard speaking in about 50 minutes. We also get consumer confidence. We get new home sales. A couple other pitter patters of data throughout the day. Tomorrow, obviously, because we have to continue to look at whatever is going to impact the dollar. We get mortgage applications fairly early in the morning. We get pending home sales, and we get Bullard speaking again tomorrow morning. We get Bosick, again, before the market opens. So we have nothing but, potential explosives all throughout the day today and tomorrow. And I believe throughout the rest of the week. All I can say is tread lightly, know your risk, know what you're doing. Don't be blind going into anything. And if you are blind going into anything, make sure you have enough cash on the sideline to be able to fight for another day. I don't know what other advice to give anybody or what other takeaway I could possibly offer anybody in an environment like this. Just know your risk, know what you're comfortable with. Do not blow up your accounts. Do not do that. Do not do that. And if you were overly short yesterday coming in today, you're waking up and you're like, wow, man, my ass just got ripped wide open. Maybe it comes back to you and maybe you're able to go ahead and piece that back together. But in this environment, again, we got a massive move off of nothing. Now we're giving part of that back. This is a very, very dangerous environment. Very dangerous. And it's going to be that way until it's not. So that's all I got. Benner, you have anything else? Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Uh, and I can totally respect that. And on the other side of it, it's like I'm kind of doing something a little bit different than what you are. It's like I'm buying commons. I bought. It's like I continue to sit here and buy commons that, in good companies with good balance sheets, because moving forward, I think that they're going to be the winners when this is all said and done. I'm having a lot of difficulty even looking to play options in this environment. It's like I don't see a point in sugarcoating. It's like there is some trepidation when you get moves like this, when you can go up being 20% to being down 40% overnight, um, with no real justification behind it or reality behind it. That becomes difficult. I feel much more comfortable if I get down 2, 3, 5, 10% on a set of comments and I buy. Well, that just means I buy more. Um, that's what I do. But I am also fairly disciplined with my cash to where I have enough on the sideline to where I can sit there and continue to buy more. And I don't go in full position just because I want to buy. Um, Look, I bought Adobe at 307, bought it at 301, bought it at 291 ish. Bought more yesterday below 280. It's like, but again, and I'm still not at a full position on Adobe for what I want to have. It's like this is when, at least for me and my mentality, which is different when it comes to, risk and risk aversion and managing that risk. It's like this is when you either come out the other side in 6 months being like, wow, dude, I can't believe I was able to grab Google under $100, or you're flipping on the other side being like, what a fucking moron, I could have gotten Google at 80. It's like that, but that's the thing. That's the thing with this game, especially when I can't find a through line for why we would be up today, um, And even still, why we were down yesterday, there's no through line for any of that. Other than there's this dude sitting here with a calculator and pocket protector saying everybody got to die so I can have credibility. That's it. That's it. One dude. And it was a band of booger eating criminals. That's what we got. That's it. Anyways, there's many different ways to play this environment. I have to do what I'm most comfortable with. Bender has stated what he feels most comfortable with. A lot of people are just like, okay, I'll just take cash and sit on the sideline. All of those things are fine. It's different for everybody. Everybody has a different take and way that they want to attack an environment like this. I just know how I feel comfortable doing it. So I'm going to continue doing it. Anybody have anything else that they want to offer? I'm not worried about Google being discontinued. Not worried about Adobe needing it. That acquisition Adobe made, 5 years from now, people are going to be like, wow, what a fucking steal. I can't believe they were able to do that. It's like people are not looking at the margins for that company that they brought on. People are not looking at the integration. It's just like, it's such an ignorant sell on Adobe. I can't even begin to go into it. But hey, in order for me to buy something, I have to have a dumb fuck willing to sell it. So there you have it. Anyways, that's what I got, Bender. We have 18 minutes until open. Let's play ball.